Why did you abandon us, Father? Where are you? Why are you not here? If you have been a subscriber of the Challa channel for any length of time, you might have wondered, where the fuck are the uploads, Challa? Where are they? Today is a very fun day, my guys. Today, I got the very special thing with me. I've got this thing over here. What is this thing, you ask? It's, where's all the graffiti and then stupid doodles on the cover of this thing? Well, there are none this time because this is not an old art video, and all the sketchbook tours on this channel so far have been old ones that I made when I was like fucking 16, 17, 18 maximum. I've also got more. I've got this mad bad boy over here. It's also nothing on the covers. I should probably fix that. I should draw something on here. But perhaps I will do that when they're actually filled up, because they're not currently. Enough about my endeavors. I will maybe talk about that when I'm flipping through this thing right here. Howdy! Welcome to an epic
sketchbook tour.
A smiley face with many chins, and yeah, that's my intro for you guys. That's the fucking quality of intro you get after like 6 months of being away. Alright, starting off strong, we have this dude over here. He's very swaggy because he's a very stylish and trendy man. He follows all the latest trends and styles. I think I just looked at some fucking reference picture on Pinterest and I copied the outfit, which is just a fucking coat and a hat, and I did that from imagination, trying to get the fucking clothing folds right, you know what I mean? It's very hard. Moving on, life drawing at my girlfriend's grandpa's place. This is him. He's rolling a cigarette and watching TV, and it's his room. It was Christmas time, very festive. I actually got this sketchbook for Christmas in 2019, so that gives you an idea of how long I've actually had this thing. Oh look, it's a naked man, and he does not have anything going on down there. It's some random crap I tried to draw from imagination, some anatomy crap I thought I was doing epically, and the anatomy side of art. Moving on, we have more Christmas themed art. Oh, I think actually this thing there was like this, like a head-shaped vase outside. Anyway, it didn't look realistic like that. It was my own creation, and I think I saw some cactuses somewhere. Cacti. I learned that from Minecraft like a couple years ago. It's a couple, like many years ago actually. And then we have a screaming guy who's in agony. There's another guy who looks very smug and angry, and I don't know what he's experiencing. What's going on in this guy's head? I don't know. And then there's you, ho ho ho. That's funny. Christmas themed angry man and some guy. And moving on, we have more life drawing. Oh! Wait, holy shit, you can actually see the vase on the table there. Not my own interpretation, but what the actual thing looked like. Oh, here in Estonia we have a food called sinep. It's mustard actually. It's in English, it's mustard, I'm pretty sure. I was drawing the tube of sinep and then I didn't draw the last two letters on here, so it just says and it's really funny. I thought I was genius. Anyway, anatomy studies. I'm doing the Proco Premium Anatomy course. I am taking that. I have been taking that course for the last year and a half or something. I don't remember when I started exactly, but it's been a very long time, and this is when I was getting into the part about obliques. Human bodies are very interesting things. They have a lot of complex muscles and bones and shit going on, and they all serve a very unique purpose in the body. All of them have a fucking function, and it's essential to know those things. Actually, it's not completely essential to know everything about what function each muscle has. It's more important, in my opinion, to actually just know what they look like. Maybe in the future I will have more of an interest in what the unique functions of each muscle are. Cool stuff. I learned how the obliques twist and fucking do shit, and yeah, there's more of that. They come down from the side of the rib cage and they attach to the sides of the pelvis bone. It doesn't look very good, but it's just deliberate practice, you know what I mean? So these are from photo reference, I think, but I didn't just blatantly copy the references. I just tried to construct the body first with these perspective cubes and then put in all the necessary muscles. This big ol' sucker right here, it goes up and it connects with the serratus muscle that comes out from the back. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Nobody cares. I have been getting really into drawing with a pencil and doing clean lines and shit recently, so I tried to copy somebody's design on Pinterest. I don't know who the original author of this picture is. I am very sorry. The way you think while you draw actually very much influences the way the drawing turns out, because I was trying to think of everything as planes in 3D space even when I was just copying a reference image, but I was still trying to feel the volumes and surfaces of the objects, and this is the result I ended up with. Moving on, we have Uncle Voldy over here. I was watching the Harry Potter movies. I think I tried to draw Lord Voldemort from imagination. I drew this one morning before work. A lot of these sketches are actually from before going to work. I'm trying to adapt the habit of drawing or working on projects or editing videos in this case before I go to work in the morning, like 1 hour for these activities. Maybe somebody can try this out. That has helped me actually get shit done a lot. So moving on, and we have this. Okay, this one is pretty cool. This one I better show on the better camera. Okay, so this is a pencil, a study of a 3D model of somebody called Doc Zenith. Very beautiful 3D works, sculpted in, I think, ZBrush or something. I tried to replicate it in my sketchbook, and this took like 3 days or something to actually get it right. I was thinking of abandoning it multiple times because I didn't get the proportions spot on, but that's totally fine. Very unique case of spending more time on a traditional piece. Another morning study of some fucking night dude, very loose and sketchy compared to the last image. I have a tendency to fucking miscalculate the amount of time a drawing will take me to complete. And then if I don't finish it in time, then I abandon it. Sometimes I pick it up later, but most of the time I do not intend to work on the images for more than one sitting, so very sad. I just tried to draw some fucking female body, like a thick female body from imagination, and then I wanted to do something with it because it was boring. I thought I drew it on a large scale. Maybe I shall try doing some kind of outfit / armor. It's hard to call this armor because so much of the body is exposed. You know, I didn't want to cover it up entirely because I drew it in detail. So it looks like a Bratz doll or something. The eyes are very, very cartoony, anime-ish, very interesting stuff. I also abandoned this one, by the way. I didn't finish it up. So, moving on. We have something on the same wavelength, armor, but this time it looks a little bit more practical. You know how it is with fucking female armor in fantasy genres. It's always like fucking boob plates and shit. It's not practical most of the time, but it's fun to draw, you know what I mean? It's not like these designs are for like actual projects in the industry or anything. These are just drawings I do in my spare time. Yeah, this one was also copied off of Pinterest. It's somebody else's armor design. I was trying to like copy it in detail in hopes of remembering how these details and shapes are, so that I can save them to my visual library or something, so that I can maybe recall them later when I need to draw like cool armor. Don't know if I remember them because I haven't actually tried to recall them after I drew this. So anyway, moving on. Fucking rats, street rats. They drink the alcoholies and they smoke the marijuanas and they live in the good life, the dream. I think I got the idea from somebody called Ewan. He's very, very cool artist. I've been following his stuff in the recent times and it's been very cool, and I've very much enjoyed what I've been seeing. Now, poses. I realized, wow, I work in the entertainment industry, and on ArtStation I always see people drawing these fucking soldiers and shit with guns and rifles. I never draw any of that kind of thing. Maybe that's why I have so many female followers. I think to this day, like fucking 75% of my following is women, girls, females, whatever word you prefer. And I find it interesting. I don't know why that is. Is it because of how I act? Is it because of how I look? Is it because more females are involved in the YouTube art community. I don't know. So I thought, hey, what if I start drawing like masculine fucking things? People with guns, muscles and shit, explosions and yelling, yeah, killing, swords. And sexy women, of course, let's not forget about that. But women also like other sexy women, so that might not work. But you know what I mean? I find it weird that I have so many female followers, and it's like I kinda, where are you guys at? Guys, please let me know you exist in the comments if you're here. I need some more male representation in the comments. I've never heard anybody say we need more male representation in the comments. Alright, something more from the Proco Anatomy course. Actually, this is not from the Anatomy course. This is from the Figure Drawing course, which I don't own, by the way, but oh fuck. There's some free lessons from the course up on his YouTube channel, which you guys should totally check out, by the way. There's some great learning materials on that channel, which will prove very useful for you in the future, even though when you draw them, it feels like, what the fuck am I drawing? I'm drawing beans. These are literal beans. Part 1, beans. Beans part 2. Now I was actually starting to attach limbs to the beans because the beans actually represent the torso. Most of the twisting and turning happens in the midsection. So if you draw like a thing on the top and the bottom, and then you imagine what direction they both are facing, then you can connect them in the appropriate way, and that's what this exercise is all about. So more of this kind of shit. I don't know if I did these from references. Yeah, these are from reference images. I tried to construct bodies while looking at reference images but not copying them, still using the construction methods. Something clicked when I was drawing this. I've been trying to figure out how to draw asses and glutes and shit for the longest time. I didn't understand how they work. How do you connect like legs to the torso? From the backside, at least, the answer lies in the glutes, the glute muscles, aka the ass cheeks. They have like a very particular way of connecting to the legs. The side muscles, the lateral muscles of the legs connect to the glutes. It's like this shit right here. The concept of connecting those two forms clicked when I was drawing these, and I was so happy about it. It's actually really simple. So yeah, this was a detailed anatomy drawing, like a mannequinization from Anatomy 360, which is an application for the PC computers. More anatomy shit, a lot of anatomy shit in this sketchbook. Holy fuck. Okay, more muscle shit. I was just starting to learn about the lower back muscles. I had literally no idea what was going on in the lower back before I started this lesson, so more back muscles stuff, even though I was more focusing on the other things. I focused on literally everything but the back muscles in these drawings. And then I got really angry at myself for drawing the thigh way too long. And then I wrote, track the fucking proportions. Now we move on to some imaginative works. Alright, what does this say? Some huge cheese grater type of thing scratches wall surface off buildings on a street. Shit floats. Aliens, question mark. Let me give you a rundown of what that means. I had 3 months and I was on this street at night with some really working and I was on the street and then it was like kind of like a physics simulation, like a 3D simulation, like a plane, like a square plane, just moving through space on an axis, like slow moving, and everything the guidance way just to cut through, just fucking cut through these buildings. It was like 30 meters height and width, and just move through air, like some weird alien shit, and then is moving backwards towards there. I drew my dream. You guys should maybe do that. It's actually, dreams are a very interesting source of inspiration for art, at least. I've had many of my ideas come from dreams I've had. So a pro tip for y'all. Some dudes from Imagination tried to draw like a perspective cube first and then draw the person from the angle. From that angle, and then I wasn't satisfied with it, then I tried drawing it again and it turned out even shittier. I don't know, actually, maybe it's better, I don't know, you guys decide. One night I was thinking about how people usually struggle with perspective. A lot of artists struggle with drawing perspective, and fuck. It's so weird to me. Like, I've always had like this intuitive sense of perspective. Like when I was in middle school, I was able to draw things in perspective, and I never really had to learn it like deliberately. Then I wrote perspective is easy, and I tried to make it, the text follow the form of the box here. Didn't actually turn out very well, so maybe all of what I said is bullshit, but yeah, so I tried to draw some more weird wide angle stuff here. This one is interesting. This is done entirely from imagination, this one. It doesn't look like it, but it actually was. I'm very surprised at myself for being able to draw a naked guy from the behind. What looks fairly anatomically correct, but I don't know, maybe there are some anatomy experts who are watching this and are cringing really hard right now. I don't know. For me, I was proud of it anyway, so I tried to draw somebody from behind, pointing a gun like this. Yeah, just like that. And fuck, I should have referenced myself. Why didn't I do that? I'm getting such a good reference right now. And then I tried to draw it again, and I did a slightly better job, but I'm still not satisfied at all with this. And then there's like some fucking dragon thing. I think I was drawing dragons at work, and I was drawing this one dragon many times, and it got saved into my mind, the picture of that dragon, so I was able to draw it from imagination. But it's like dragons are kind of easy to draw from imagination anyway, because you think of like these two nostrils and shit, and then like a mouth, and then it has like this snout thing, and then the eyes are coming out of here, and you might make it look a little bit angry or something, and then under eyes, and like you make the mouth open, give it some teeth or some shit, and maybe some spikes on the lower end, and then some spikes on the side, and no, there's your dragon. It goes something like this. You know, but dragons don't really exist in real life, so you can't really draw them wrong. That's why drawing humans realistically is so hard. We actually see them every day. See humans all the time. We interact with them every day. Some of us don't. Me, for example. And half of my viewers, I bet. But anyway, we see them every day, so we know what they look like exactly. We have this image in our heads. So if it's drawn wrong, when they're attempting to draw it right, then we see it immediately. We may not know what exactly is wrong about it, but we do see that, hey, this fucking sucks. What are you doing, man? Okay, we are not usually like that. We're not assholes, but we see that something is wrong with it. We may not pinpoint what it is, but we notice that, hey, this is off, man. It's not right. It's not quite right. That is not the case with dragons, however. An interesting thought for a moment here is that if you want to draw... If you're like a beginner in art and you're not satisfied with the things you draw most of the time, then you should draw things that you don't see a lot, like wild animals and like elephants and hippos or something. And you may do like landscapes and stuff because you can't really draw them wrong. You know what I mean? Just things we see less have like a smaller margin of error. Even if you draw them wrong, like 50% wrong, it still doesn't look bad, it doesn't look terrible. But if you draw a human wrong, you immediately see that, wow, this sucks. So pro tip. Alright, some warrior dude, some Nordic looking guy with all the furs and shit and the hammer. Study from Pinterest, also tried to memorize all the details and stuff that make up the character, like the armor. Man, I go in, I do these studies with the intent of remembering all the details and stuff, right? But I've never actually tried to replicate them later on. Maybe I should actually try doing that. Hey, some doodles. I was on SoundCloud and I stumbled upon Skrillex's profile and I drew his profile pic. And it doesn't really look like him, so I wrote fake Skrill. And then I drew some guy I doodled some dude. Tried to go for like a stylized look, would not give a shit about what it turns out like, and I gave him like a fucking hentai face for some fucking reason. And then there's like a little graffiti thing on the bottom. By the way, I've been actually practicing doing graffiti stuff for like one entire year now, so this is my graffiti name, RAXOS, that's my name. So if you see this in my drawings, you know that what it means. Oh, hell yeah, I got this anatomy figure, which is actually here in the background, like recently. I think I got it like a month ago, maybe a little bit less than a month ago. This is a very nifty, cool thing. It's a very interesting thing. I was drawing it from the back. You can actually see it. I can get the comparison shot. You can totally see the similarity there. Like if you want a naked man in your house and you want to look at him from all sorts of angles, then you can get this thing. I got it for like 30 euros off of Amazon, I think. I got a cheap one. There are more expensive ones, but I was not willing to blow a big amount on that at first. So maybe I will get the female model as well at some point. Yeah, very cool. Some more imaginative fucking doodling. I don't know what the fuck these are. And yeah, then I realized, hey, I've been drawing a lot of dudes and manly shit recently. And then I tried doodling some female bodies from imagination and I realized, holy fuck, I've forgotten how to draw them completely. Somebody's design off of Pinterest one more time. I tried to draw a woman with a gun blending the two things I've been drawing a lot together. Don't remember who the original artist was. Maybe I should start marking those down because these are not my designs. I'm just copying somebody else's design, you know? I mean, it's a little bit iffy if you are the author of this design and you see it, to see somebody draw it in their fucking YouTube video and they don't credit you. Anyway, more Pinterest studies. I try to do like robots and stuff now, mechanical stuff, all very detailed, high detail stuff, copying every last little thing. While also trying to maintain the 3D thinking, actually trying to feel the forms while I draw the thing. Like, you can clearly see that, whoop, this goes like this and then it's like this. It's very important to try to feel the forms while you draw. Think of mass, but define the masses in lines. All right, I watched like fucking one episode of Cowboy Bebop with my girlfriend one day. Some random face from Imagination. It actually looks quite 3D and nice. I like it. And then I drew some woman with a gun. And then like some sort of dress, and then I got an idea for an actual digital piece which I published on my Instagram and ArtStation recently, and you guys should follow me on those platforms because I'm most active on Instagram these days. I wasn't very happy with how the pose of the woman turned out on this. Tried like a different approach for constructing the body, but it still feels really unnatural and weird. And then one more time, and then one more time, and then I finally arrived at the result I was kind of happy with. Alright, then I finally took another lesson on anatomy from the Proco course on the trapezius muscle. I actually started learning the trapezius, right? I looked at the lecture and tried doing one assignment, and then I got distracted. How did I get distracted? How did I go from the trapezius to drawing the legs? I think I started looking at the fucking anatomy model I have there, and this part of the body has been a mystery for me the longest time, so I think I was more interested in learning that than the trapezius actually, so I tried drawing that. Okay, yeah, I actually did go into detail in that area. And then I tried to construct the body from Imagination, and this actually looks surprisingly good, surprisingly natural. Some knight armor. I've been playing a game called Mordau a lot recently. I'm actually wearing a Mordau shirt, repping that merch. Very fun game. Also, it makes you rage a lot, but it's most of the time it's very fun. Yeah, I've been getting into knight designs from that and into armor and shit. I don't know, it looks really cool and very epic. Moving on. I was trying to draw like somebody's, like a female character with anime proportions, as you can read from here. Yeah, it's like very skinny, but also not skinny at the same time, and basically trying to get into stylizing the anatomy a little bit. Some doodles, some random doodles, and these are all from Imagination except for this. This is done from a photo on Pinterest, but not the head of it, only the outfit. This one turned out pretty good for being from Imagination. Very cool. Moving on. Some sort of pin-up looking character. I was working on a Wild West themed game at work, and I did a lot of research on people and characters and outfits and stuff, and this one like stumbled upon. It's like a saloon girl looking woman, and I found it the image very attractive, so I wanted to draw it. It happens sometimes. Some hentai looking face. This one is pretty gestural, and I'm proud of it because I did not use reference for that. Whoa, this whole page is imaginative actually, damn. And the most important part of the page, this. Oh, okay, that I cannot show on YouTube. I was sketching in my sketchbook while my girlfriend was ordering food, and I was bored because she takes ages to select something every time, so I had time to make these doodles. Late night doodling. I was really tired, and it shows because all of this sucks ass. Actually, the face looks kind of decent on this. Reminds me of Ilya Kushinov. Oh, and then there's my girlfriend as a doll. Tried to do life drawing of her face in the dark, and I couldn't see very well, so it turned out looking really anime. Some boobers are in the house. This is actually a character I've drawn before. You may remember her from one digital piece I did a little while ago. Some doodles. I can't show this one on YouTube either. And I discovered the works of Frank Frazetta. I don't know how to pronounce his name. These two are studies of one of his movie posters from the 60s or something. I haven't actually seen the movie. Some asses. I recently discovered the works of somebody who goes by the name of My Input 2. A very interesting name. Actually better than Challa, I would say. He's very good at drawing the female form and stylizing it, exaggerating certain parts of the body. He like has total control over the forms and the shapes, and his stylization skills are off the fucking charts. I tried to learn from him. This is one of his works as well. A favorite of mine for certain reasons. Some random doodling stuff. A graffiti that actually looks pretty cool. And it says, note to self, initial sketch should be small. So I tried to draw this guy, like tried to draw all the muscles and stuff, like straight drawing with no planning beforehand, and then I was caught up in like the small details and I wasn't focusing on the big picture at first. And then I drew the same thing like small first, and then the pose looks a lot more natural. So this is where the note came from. So if you want to do like a pose drawing or something with anatomical details and stuff, then draw like the gestural drawing first, or like a flowy drawing small. And then if you're working like digitally or something, you can enlarge the small drawing and draw like details on top of that. If you're working traditionally like this, then you can just draw it as a big drawing later on. All right, this is a character that I just created for this project that I'm learning Blender for. It's gonna be like a boys' night picture, and this is one of the dancers in the club. This one I did from imagination. Tried to apply what I learned from this other artist, and did some random graffiti crap in the background. I don't know what this is. It says Burial, who is an artist who does music. I think I was listening to his stuff while I was drawing this. You guys need to follow my other Instagram account for shit posting. It's for art shit posting. It's called Young Squid 420. Please go follow it. You can see more very interesting stuff like this in there. Oh fuck yeah, we're actually getting to the end now. Finally. So some doodles. I don't like any of them. This one is actually kind of decent. Some more anatomy stuff. Imagination. Pinterest. Alright, and now I've trying to learn to draw asses and shit, and I'm trying to figure out the logic behind them and how they bend and twist, and how it works when somebody's sitting on something. For example, I was playing this Mordau game again, and I was getting my ass whooped, and I was really angry, and then I drew some guy fucking annihilating another guy. And so this is me, and this is the Mordau players that are good. I fucking hate them. I was channeling my rage into art. And then these are actually already from a couple of days ago. To do these morning studies that I was talking about earlier, to do these, and actually for them to be fruitful, I need to wake up early. Work starts at 9 a.m. so I try to wake up at 7 or 6:30 so that I have enough time in the morning to get ready and also spend an hour on art. Sometimes I struggle to actually stay awake in the morning while I do these because I don't get enough sleep. Here's me sleeping, and here's my fucking conscience telling me to
wake up, you little bitch ass,
and smashing the table with a hammer. And then there's the first attempt at the same drawing, but I totally fucked up because I was half asleep. Alright, these are from yesterday actually, on the time recording this. I bought this model photo pack, art model pack from the Proco store, like 5 art models, different ones, and did this one from the reference, right? And then I tried to draw the same thing without looking at the reference, using like a certain construction method, more simple forms. It's not very consistent when I try to do that. I usually still end up drawing some anatomical details and shit, and not just perfectly mannequinizing the body, which is the intent. But yeah, this is what I ended up with, and I'm not happy with it. Anyway. And then like some more detailed study of a back, trying to understand like hamstrings and the calves right now. That's what I'm currently trying to make sense of. And when I'm done with that, I'm probably gonna move on to the upper back, because that's also a hard region. Some doodles. I'm actually very proud of this one right here, because I didn't use reference for this, but it looks like really natural somehow. Whereas these other ones are clearly not realistic at all. They're very stylized. Some more studies. Tried to look at a reference, but do some exaggerations. And this one was imaginative. This one came straight out of my head, so that's pretty cool. It has like this motion going on, and It has this underlight going on, sort of very subtle, but it's there, so that's cool. I like it. And then some dude from reference. I tried to use as few lines as I could, and when I was focusing on getting clean lines, I totally fucked up the proportions because his thigh is like fucking 2 meters long and the shoulder extends like way off his body. I don't know. It just doesn't look right. I actually did it, boys. We did it, girls. We reached the end. There's still like plenty room left in the sketchbook, so I have a little bit to go still, but this is it, man. Now you guys know what I've been drawing on the daily for the fucking last 2 months. And yeah, it feels interesting to do a sketchbook tour that's not like an old art video. In this one, I was actually able to talk about what I'm thinking of when I draw and where I'm trying to go with my art and what I'm trying to improve and stuff. So I like it. I might do more of these in the future when I have more sketchbooks. Actually, I've got this one, which I showed in the beginning of the video, even thicker than the one I just showed, so there's more room in here. And it's actually kind of filled up. It only has a couple pages to go. Yeah, maybe I'll do a video on this one. I kind of want to shift the focus of the channel a little bit to be a little bit more educational in any way I can. I don't want to spend like ages. I don't want to make like super edited videos, super organized and researched videos, because I'm doing this on my free time when I'm working a full-time job at the same time. Too much sitting down, you know what I mean? I sit down like fucking 9 hours a day anyway at work, and then I come home and I'm like more sitting, and I need to move my body and shit and stay healthy and you know, that good jazz. So yeah, but I'm confident that I'll find some fucking workaround for this issue, so yeah! So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you even learned something. Maybe I did have some useful tips to give away for you guys. I feel like I dropped some little nuggets of knowledge here and there where I could. See you guys in the next video.